What is up, y'all? It's your one and only. What's up, y'all? What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Anyways, y'all, I'm back with another video, but not just any video though. Not just any video. I'm back with a juicy story time. So stay tuned and let's get into it. You know what I mean? Let's just get into it.
Tryna get to you, girl, like what it do, girl.
Okay, y'all, so before we get straight into this video, y'all, don't forget to like, comment down below at the video suggestions, because why not? And subscribe to the channel so I can keep making more content. Keep making more content like this and other content that y'all might want to see. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video, to be honest with y'all. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna name it. It's basically a story time about this so-called friend that I used to have back in my freshman year of high school, and how she tried to use me. Let's get straight into the video. I'm not gonna do too much talking. You already know what to do. Share the video, all that good stuff. We're gonna get straight into it. So where do I start from this story time? Oh, hold on. Before I actually get into the story time, I just want to say that no, I am not bringing any negative vibes or energy to my channel at all. Like, I don't stand for that. I'm not about that. I'm about positive vibes and I'm about helping the people. This video is basically just for entertainment purposes, and it's also just an advice video in a way. This story time is about 2 years old. Like, it's dead, everything. Like, I wouldn't even communicate with this girl anymore, so it's just like, it's no reason for me to come up here acting salty or seem like I'm trying to act salty, because baby, no. I'm just telling y'all a simple story time that y'all might learn from. So I'm here to help. I'm here to let you in on what happened to me, and I'm just letting you know what it is and what it ain't. And I'm finna share it with y'all so that y'all can take this piece of information and insert it into y'all lives and become better people. You know what I mean? And watch out for certain things, because not everything is worth experiencing, and that's something that I've learned. This happened back in my freshman year of high school, which is 2019. There was this one girl that used to ride my bus, and I never really talked to her, but I just seen her around or whatever. The way we ended up meeting each other and the way she's gonna come about in this story time is basically because I was with my other friends, right? Okay, boom. So one of my friends had introduced me and my other friend. I'm gonna say my other friend name is, I'm not gonna say her real name because I'm not gonna use real names. So me and my friend, which is my loyal friend, you know what I mean, the friend that I was with mostly throughout freshman year, her name is going to be Purple. Okay, Purple, because I got Purple everywhere. Anyway, so Purple was like my best friend in freshman year for the longest. Like, me and her was like this. Nobody could break us apart, all this other stuff. We was always watching for each other. We met each other since freshman orientation, so everything was good. We was tight like that. It was this one girl, and how we met her was kind of weird, because that was a red flag that I didn't see before. But one of Purple's friends, which is my good friend, had introduced me and her to this guy or whatever. His name Blue. I'm using all the colors here. So his name is Blue. So whatchamacallit, Purple's friend ended up introducing us to Blue, and we were all at lunch, and we were just talking all this other stuff. But Blue low-key liked me. Fast forward a few months or something like that, Blue all of a sudden comes up to me, trying to talk to me, all this other stuff, just being real friendly basically. And so all of a sudden, it was this one morning, I don't know which specific day it was, but it was sometime during the middle of the school year. I was going to the bus stop like I usually do by myself, and I get down waiting on my bus. All of a sudden I see the girl. Now the girl's name, which is the main character of this story time, Doughboy. Don't ask me why her name is Doughboy. Just anybody who knows, they knows why I might have named her that. So Doughboy out of nowhere comes up to me. Mind you, she lives down the street from me already. Still to this day live down the street from me. But we just don't talk to each other like that. We just don't. If we see each other, we just keep it pushing. Like, it's nothing to. We already had what we had going on, and just like, it's it. Like, no bad blood, no hard feelings. We just done with that friendship. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm at the bus stop waiting or whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to school. All this other stuff. All of a sudden, Doughboy walks up to me, coming out of nowhere, talking about some, do you talk to Blue and all this other stuff. I'm like, do I talk to Blue? I'm like, girl, no, I don't talk to Blue. But mind you, I do not even know who she is. Like, I didn't know what her name was, nothing. I just seen her around school a few times. She didn't even know who I was. But don't you think that's weird for somebody that don't know you to come up to you and be like, don't you talk to so-and-so? Why are you trying to figure out who I'm talking to? Even if I was talking to him, that's not none of your business. That was red flag. That I was just like, maybe, I honestly didn't think anything of it, my dumb self, but that was honestly a red flag from the jump. And the way that we ended up becoming friends, me and Doughboy, was really, really, really weird. Like, she basically became friends with me over a guy. Like, she basically just trying to get close to me just so she can get that guy's attention. I don't know what her actual intentions was, but the way it was coming off to me was like, you was using me, and then on top of that, you made it seem like you was my friend, and then ended up going around lying and stuff, and that's just something I don't do. So back to the story time. Anyways, so the boy comes up to me asking me, do I talk to Blue? And I'm like, no, I don't talk to Blue. So that was done. Like, she was like, okay, and I was like, all right. And so we just walked on the bus, and then we ain't say nothing to each other that whole rest of that day. And so a couple of days later, we're on the bus chilling again, and she just starts conversations with me. Like, I'm a quiet person. I don't talk to anybody unless you come and talk to me first. That's just how I am. So she just ended up coming to talk to me more so about Blue. Like, it was about the boy in the beginning. So it was just like, you just coming up to me just to talk about this boy that has a crush on me. But I don't really like him like that. Every time she came up to me, she would just be talking about, so Blue, what is up with y'all? All this other stuff. I always see y'all in the hallway talking, all this stuff. What that got to do with you, though? Like, huh? What does that have to do with you, ma'am? Okay. So after Doughboy is constantly trying to make a friendship out of something that's not really there, like, she's just trying to make conversation. I'm just like, okay. But we ended up actually becoming good friends for the most part. I'm not gonna lie, we actually did end up becoming good friends. And so after I kind of like talked to her more and more on the bus, like on the way to school, coming home and all that stuff, I ended up introducing her to Purple, which was like my bestie back in 9th grade. So I ended up introducing her to Purple, whatever. And they was talking. I was like, so this is so-and-so, this Doughboy, Purple, and you know, so-and-so like that. And she was like, okay. So as soon as Doughboy walk off, right, this is during lunch too. So as soon as we dismissed from lunch and Doughboy walks off, Purple puts me to the side and is like, she was over here like, I don't know about your little friend Doughboy, but she giving me like bad vibes. Like, I don't know, it's just something about her. I just don't like her. And I was like, dang, like, you don't like her? Like, that's crazy. But at the same time, it's like, I kind of felt where she was coming from. Like, I was like, why don't you like her? Like, she was like, I don't know, it was just something about her. Like, I just don't like her. Like, she just gave me bad vibes. Like, every time she talked, it's just like, she never really talking about, she not being genuine, basically. She just wasn't being genuine when she was talking. And me, I didn't really notice that, because I noticed it, but I didn't really notice it. I didn't really want to pay attention to it, because, you know, I'm like, I'm making new friends. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time going to a new school. Everybody around the school knew each other. Like, me, I'm just a new girl with one friend that I know, which is Purple. And we just rocking it out, you know what I'm saying? So any person that comes up to me trying to be friends with me, I'm gonna be like, okay, so what's up? You know what I mean? So I'm just putting it in the back of my head. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna listen. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, no, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, no, I'm gonna listen to what she's telling me, because she could be helping me down the road, which she did. So fast forward to Halloween. We on the bus again, me and Doughboy. We talking, chopping it up, all this other stuff. She talking about potentially wanting to come to my house for Halloween. Let's go trick-or-treating, all this other stuff. And mind you, she's in 10th grade. So she's talking about going trick-or-treating and stuff. I'm like, okay, if that's what you into, then let's go. Come on, Mom, I'm gonna ask my mom and my dad. And I'm like, is it okay if so-and-so Doughboy come to the house and spend time with us for Halloween? And they was like, yeah, sure. And so she came to my house, whatever, and we was chilling in the house waiting for it to get darker outside to go trick-or-treating. We wait for my mom to get off work, all this other stuff. Wait for my brothers to get out of school and all this other stuff. So I introduced her to my brothers and all this other stuff. Like, I introduced her to my whole family. Like, she spent a whole day with us after school. So it was just like, I let you into my personal life and you took advantage of that. And I usually don't do that to people. I let somebody get close to me like that, which is really my fault. Like, I let it happen. Like, knowing the things that I knew and I still let her come around me was like, nah, that's not something that you should do. Like, if you have bad vibes about somebody, or somebody else is telling you that there's bad vibes and you notice it but you kind of ignoring it, don't go and continue to let them into your life, because that ain't gonna make nothing better. Like, so my mom gets off work, whatever. Fast forward, we in the car. So me and my mom, we and Doughboy, we was all in the car talking, whatever. And me and Doughboy was talking, and she continues to talk about some more boys, and it's not about Blue, it's about somebody totally different, talking about she texting him and he not acting right and she gonna go and text his brother instead. Mind you, my mom is sitting in the car. Like, why would you say all of that and my mom is sitting right there? Like, that's very disrespectful on so many levels. Like, I'm just over here like, and me and my mom was like making an eye contact, because she was like, yeah, nah, that's not a good friend. Like, my mom would like, she'll tell me, and my mom and my dad would tell me, like, if I bring somebody around, they'll tell me what they're getting from them. My parents, in the way, they judge in a good way. So it's just like, I listen to their judgment, and their judgment is very important to me, especially about people who I hang around, because I'm trying to go up in life, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be around here playing games with y'all because y'all want to sit up here and do all this other stuff and waste time. So after that conversation, whenever we go to the retreat and everything's good, we having the rest of the night. It was a good night, you know what I mean? We dropped her off at the house. So mind you, she lived down the street from us. So we dropped her off at her house. I'm like, all right, see you tomorrow, girl. Boom. Boom. We get back home. Mom, instantly, she hops on it and she was like, I don't know about her. Like, once again, this is the second person that's telling me, like, I don't know about her. Like, she's giving bad vibes, basically. And, okay, so I'm like, okay, there's two people, my mom and my closest friend. Purple and my mom is both telling me, like, she's giving bad vibes. Like, I don't think you should be hanging around her like that. And I'm just like, keeping it in a mental note. I'm still keeping it in a mental note because it's like, all the things she told me was like very deep. Like, she told me about her family. She told me about everything. And it's just like, okay, like, she's opening up to me. So I'm thinking maybe she's just going through a rough time in her life and she just needs somebody to listen. So I was like that kind of person to be able to listen, you know, listen to her problems, listen to all this other stuff. So I was just there to be a good friend, like, as a good friend should, you know what I mean?
Another thing is, I want to say is that you don't have to be somebody, to be a good friend, you don't have to always be there to listen to their problems. You can still be a good friend and keep your distance. Like, don't let somebody drain your energy or waste your time talking about their stuff, because how can you help them? Like, I'm the same age as her. Like, how can I help her? Like, you don't have to always be that person to be like, okay, you convince me all this stuff, because that's can hurt you in a way too, if that makes sense.
And all this other stuff. So two people are telling me that she ain't genuine, and if they saying that, then what am I not seeing? So fast forward a couple more weeks to the school year, she asks me to be my best friend, and I'm just like, okay, like, I don't care about stuff like that. Like, you want to be my best friend, okay, whatever. I mean, it makes sense because we talk to each other every day, like, all this other stuff. So we exchange phone numbers, all this other stuff. We talking, chopping it up all the time. You know, we real cool. Like, we was two pigs in a pod. You know what I mean? Just one day at school, whatever. Blue came to me again, trying to start a conversation with me on some friendly stuff again. This boy do not know when to give up. But it's like, all right, you done? Okay, I'm gonna go now. Thanks, I'm gonna go. Oh boy had saw me and Blue talking again. All of this occurs like during lunch. So it's me, Purple, and Blue, and some other of our friends. Oh boy sees, and she like getting jealous. Like, she's sitting at the table and she's getting jealous. After I noticed that she started getting jealous or whatever, she proceeds to pull me to the side, and it's like, just starting stuff. Like, I can't remember exact conversations, and I don't want to be lying or nothing like that, but it was plenty of times she pulled me to the side and was like, I don't like how you being friendly to Blue and all this other stuff. I'm like, girl, like, we just cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, we just cool. Like, what are you talking about? And she would just always be on some type hating type stuff in a way. Like, what are you hating on? Like, what are you hating on? Let me know so I can fix the problem. But then Purple one day comes and tells me that oh boy had said something about her, and I do not remember this conversation for nothing. That's how petty it was. Like, I don't even remember like it. Like, I remember, but I don't remember it like that because it was just so petty. Like, why are you starting stuff that doesn't need to be started? Like, Purple is telling me what Doughboy said, and she was like, so and so, she trying to fight, all this other stuff. I'm like, girl, like, what? Where's all of this coming from? Like, we was just cool like 30 seconds ago, and you already trying to start something new. Like, and one thing about this girl, Doughboy, like, she always was in some mess. Like, she was always getting in trouble around school. This girl that got suspended, kicked out, all this other stuff. She, like, so we go in the hallway. Me and Purple go in the hallway. I'm just like, okay. And Purple's like, I'm finna go confront her because I don't like all of that stuff. She doing all that stuff, da-da-da. So y'all finna rough it up. I'm just over here like, dang, so my ex-best friend and my current best friend is finna fight. And I'm just like, hold on, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. Ended up confronting Doughboy in the hallway, and she got mad at me because I told her that she was lying. Like, the stuff that she was saying, she was lying. Like, she was lying about everything. And I was just like, girl, like, stop. Like, you are making yourself look bad. And Purple was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Da 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 da. And one thing about Purple, like, she was a chill person, but as soon as something small like that or somebody tried to like pick on her like that, she was quick to pop off. And she was about, so what was said, all this other stuff, she about to slap somebody, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here like, Purple chill, and she over here like, nah, because I don't play that. I'm just like, dang, like. And so they ended up really not fighting because Doughboy was scared. And then she looking at me like, so this is what it is. And I'm just like, yeah, because you're lying. And I'm not finna take up for you. And like, none of that. Like, no. So that was done. And then me and Purple had a long conversation in class. We was like, I'm done with that situation. I'm done with it. I'm not finna talk to her no more. All this other stuff. And she was like, you can still talk to her if you want to. I don't care. But I'm not finna associate myself around her. And I'm like, girl, after just seeing what I just seen, I'm for sure not even finna hang around that no more. Make it seem like you were my friend the whole time. And the only time you were my friend was because of a boy. He's just looking for drama. He spends all his time trying to be friends with somebody. And then you finally friends with them. And then you all of a sudden is just jealous of them. Like, how? Moral of the story is basically to watch who you hang around, basically. Like, if people around you is telling you that they getting bad vibes from somebody, go ahead and listen, because they are 9 times out of 10 probably not lying to you. Don't let anybody manipulate you. Don't let anybody tell you anything. And watch the conversations that you have with your so-called friends. If they constantly talking about dramas or boys, anything, or even for y'all boys, if they constantly talking about some girls or what they finna do and all this other stuff that has that's nothing positive, that's not helping you or nothing like that, you should not be hanging around them, y'all. But y'all, that's basically it. So I feel like I talk fast, but liked it, give it a like, because why not? I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget that my posting schedules are Wednesdays and Fridays at around the times of 4:30 and 5 o'clock p.m. It's your one and only out.